In a World Like This is the eighth studio album by the Backstreet Boys, released in 2013 through the band's own record label K-BAHN. A follow-up to 2009's This Is Us, it is the first album featuring all five original members since Kevin Richardson left the group in 2006 to focus on his family and pursue other interests. Richardson rejoined the group in 2012. It was also their first independent album since leaving their old label Jive Records in 2010. The album debuted at number 5 on the US Billboard 200, making the Backstreet Boys the first act since Sade to have 9 US top 10 albums, and the only boy band to do so. On May 20, 2013, the group released Permanent Stain as a promotional single, which was co-written by band member Nick Carter. A free download of the song was offered with the purchase of a ticket for their In a World Like This tour. The first single from the album, also titled In a World Like This, premiered on Z100 New York on June 18, 2013 and was released on June 25, 2013. Background and recording: in May 2010, Backstreet Boys left their longtime label, Jive Records. The group then was looking to sign with Interscope Records, but the members couldn't agree on whether to take a 1-album deal or a 3-album deal. In June 2010, Nick Carter revealed that they had started working on new material for the next album, and Brian Littrell said in a separate interview that they were planning to release the album in early 2011. However, in late 2010 they teamed up with New Kids on the Block for a joint tour called Cups, planned for 2011, and they had to push back the release of the album as they had to find time to work on the album in between tour dates. In March 2011, during a press conference in Vietnam, the group stated that for the first time ever they have full creative control because they were no longer with Jive. In November 2011, after the US leg of Cups tour ended, Carter said in an interview that they were hoping to get a single out in spring 2012 and the album in summer 2012. However, Carter's sister Leslie's unexpected death at the end of January 2012 made the group once again postpone the recording until the end of February 2012 to give him time to cope with his loss. Howie Dora stated later that month that they would not rush the album and that they would try to release the album in 2012 or 2013 at the latest. In April 2012, a week before the European leg of Cups tour started, the group, along with original member Kevin Richardson, went to London to meet with producer Martin Tarif and to write some songs. On April 29, 2012, the group announced that Richardson had rejoined them permanently, and in July 2012, all 5 members moved into a house together all by themselves in London to work on the new album. Besides Tarif, they also wrote songs with Saka Skubek and Craig David while in London, and in the US they worked with Morgan Taylor Reid, Mika Guillory, Goodwill and MGI, Lucas Hilbert, Geo Slam, and Porcelain Black. On July 27, 2012 the group held a lottery for fans to win a chance to hear rough mixes of their new album at their studio in London. On April 20, 2013, during their 20th anniversary celebration event, the group previewed 8 new songs: Soldier, In Your Arms, Show 'Em, Trust Me, Permanent Stain, Try, and Breathe. The following day, they posted a video containing the previews of 6 of the new songs on their YouTube channel. On May 15, 2013, the group performed a song from the new album, Permanent Stain, for the very first time on Good Morning America. While on GMA they also announced that the purchase of each ticket for their In a World Like This tour would include a free download of Permanent Stain. They released a lyric video of the song on their YouTube channel the following day. Writing and musical style: in July 2012, Richardson stated in an interview that the album will be authentic and personal, and that they were hoping Tarif would produce the entire record. They also wrote a lot on it, and a lot of the songs were based on their own life experiences. Nick Carter said that the band has learned from working with songwriters and producers over the years. Now we unregistered trademark free, able to write things that we care about in the music. We unregistered trademark free, able to put us in the music. Put our life experiences and everything in there. When we perform them on stage we can sing about them, and I think that the unregistered trademark is important. Carter also stated that the band wanted to be able to feel these songs, and didn't want to make a traditional boy band album and recording songs that they didn't write themselves. When you're unregistered trademark rewriting an album or writing a song, you need to put your heart on the table. You need to put your heart and your pen to the paper, because that unregistered trademark is what makes an emotional song. That unregistered trademark is something that people relate to. Richardson also revealed that he wrote a song about his son. We want it to be a personal album about her unregistered trademark is happening in our lives now. AJ is getting ready to be a father. Howie, Brian and myself are fathers already. So we unregistered trademark read just trying to make it a personal record. In an interview with Collette's Beats, Carter talked about reinvention and drastic changes, and he said that he didn't feel that the group were at that point anymore. The album itself is a mixture of modern pop, adult contemporary, and dance music, with a hint of singer-songwriter genre as demonstrated on Try, Madeline, and Trust Me. Singles: In a World Like This was released as the album's lead single on June 25, 2013. Madeline was released as a radio single in Italy only. It officially impacted Italian radio stations on October 18, 2013. Show 'Em was released as the second worldwide single on November 18, 2013. The music video was filmed in October 2013 and released on November 19, 2013. Tour. The album was supported by the In a World Like This tour, which started on May 5, 2013 in China and will finish in June 2015. The tour consists of over 150 shows and 11 legs worldwide so far. Critical reception: In a World Like This received mixed to positive reviews from music critics. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream critics, the album received an average score of 60, which indicates generally favorable reviews, based on 11 reviews. Stephen Thomas, a Lewin of AllMusic, found it far more interesting sonically than the two last albums and stated, "In a World Like This is a surprisingly mature and fine record from a former boy band that seems unafraid to act its age." Musa TV's Pip Elwood opined that In a World Like This finds Backstreet Boys continuing to mature with their sound. The album, a unregistered trademark's title track, sees the group working once again with longtime collaborator Max Martin. The track keeps Backstreet Boys' unregistered trademark sensibilities, allowing their strong harmonies to come to the fore on the chorus and giving each of the individual members vocal parts. Musically, the song is an acoustic-driven mid-tempo number that is recognizable as them but different from anything their unregistered trademark they've done before. In a mixed review, Caroline Sullivan of The Guardian opined that their last record, released 2009, recreated the dancer pop of their golden era. This time, perhaps goaded by fear of looking foolish, they've abandoned the beats for mid-tempo adult pop. Commercial performance: The album was first released in Japan on July 24, 2013, where it debuted and peaked at number 4 with 40,000 copies at first week. On July 30, 2013, it was released in the US and reached number 5 on the Billboard 200 with 50,215 copies sold in its first week. It peaked at number 3 on the Independent Albums Chart and number 7 on the Digital Albums Chart. The album was released in most countries in August 2013 and reached number 1 in the Netherlands, Switzerland, Hong Kong, Taiwan G Music Chart, 5 Music Chart and Japan International Chart. It entered the top 5 in the US, Japan, Canada, Germany, and Spain, and the top 10 in Austria and Norway. In Canada, it is their 9th consecutive album that peaked at top 3. In December 2013, it was released in China where it peaked at number 3. In a World Like This, which is Backstreet Boys' first independently released album, is their highest charting set since 2005's Never Gone debuted and peaked at number 3. As of December 2013, the album has sold over 180,100 copies in the US as per SoundScan. In Japan, the album had sold 139,000 copies, and number 57 on 2013 Oricon year-end chart. In March 2014, it was released in France and entered French SNEP albums chart at number 144. As of January 2015, the album has sold over 800,000 copies worldwide. Track listing. The official track listing was posted on the group's official site on June 17, 2013. Notes: A. Signifies an additional producer, B. Signifies a vocal producer. Credits, as listed in the inserts. Charts and certifications. Charted single. Awards. Release history. References.